Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, bud. What's up?
Hey, I'm not going to talk about the Rams or the Seattle game. I wanted to bring in the schedule of the Vikings versus the Eagles.
Okay.
They both have a bad division game or bad divisional team, an okay divisional team, a pretty good conference team coming up for both of them, and then a okay conference team. So, what do you guys think? Is the schedule as even as I see it, or is it one or the
I
other?
think it's pretty even. This week is obviously the tough game for each. On the road, the Vikings are in Carolina, and we know the Eagles are in Los Angeles against the Rams. The problem here is, Dan, and I think your assessment is pretty spot on. The tiebreaker goes to the Vikings. They're going to have that final tiebreaker if they stay tied because they're going to have the same record against common opponents, and they're not going to play head to head. So it's going to go to strength of victory, which the Vikings are going to win. So somehow, some way, the Eagles have to pull ahead by a game to get home field advantage, which is going to be a challenge. They need the Vikings to lose to the Panthers. Is really I think how this is going to have to play out.
Right, and it really, I guess, Aaron Rodgers isn't guaranteed to play. I guess it's 2 weeks that they play them.
It is. I think it's Christmas Eve or whatever that weekend is. Here, what I keep hearing about the Rodgers thing, Dan, is the Packers are going to play him if there's still something to play for. So I guess you got to root for the Packers to keep winning the next 2 weeks without him, so they put him back on the field.
Right.
Dan,
Yeah, I guess
yeah, I mean
it's a toss-up.
it is a toss up. I think the Vikings are going to lose the game, so I think the Eagles will kind of recontrol their destiny if they can take care of their own business. But we'll see. Vikings they've been very good. Dan, what's your TV show you want to be in the set of?
Well, I was going to say Game of Thrones, but I guess it was already mentioned by your co-host. So I'm going to go with House of Cards.
I've never seen House of Cards, Dan. I appreciate the call. And now I guess House of Cards is.
Do you really want to be on the set of House of Cards?
I don't think you do. I think it's over. They pull it off of Netflix now?
No, they're going to come back with a season 6, and his wife in the show is going to be the main part of it now.
I always wonder how shows can do that. Look, they have no choice here. The Kevin Spacey thing is unfortunate, and it's like a million of these sad stories that have come out the last couple months. But that's changes the show, right? I don't watch it, but will that change the show?
The first, I stopped watching, but the first 3 seasons of it were my favorite TV show ever. And then he kind of does this thing, and it just gets annoying after a while. But yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah, it's got to be hard.
Although it's been transitioning more towards Claire more and more anyway. But yeah, sure. Of course it's going to change the show. I mean, people tuned in for Frank.
Yeah, and look, the story that's been out there, or a million stories have been out there of powerful people getting in trouble for sexual assault, unfortunately, or sexual harassment. Unfortunately, it's bled into the sports world recently. Greg Zaun, he used to play in the major leagues as a catcher for a long time. It was a Blue Jays broadcaster was accused last week, and we just saw a story tonight from USA Today that apparently Warren Moon is going to be or has been accused. And I just had Warren Moon on last Friday night. I just talked to him. Not that I know him, but I just had him on. It's just like every day there's one of these stories. Let's talk to Anthony in Plymouth Meeting. What's up, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm calling about your